Eish, Malawi pano sipatulika moto ai. Everywhere you go, from Limbe to Lilongwe, people are talking, arguing, and throwing verbal punches like it's a boxing match between truth and power. And guess who's at the center of the ring? Suleman. Yes, our very own MP, who now wants to grab the most powerful seat in the House, Speaker of Parliament. You know, Malawi politics never rests, right? Today it's honorable this, tomorrow it's resign that, and by the weekend we're all shouting, Zashitika bwanyizi. But this one is different. This isn't just another headline. This is about who holds the gavel that decides what Malawians will hear, see, and feel in Parliament for the next years. Now look, Suleman is not new to drama. A man of words, energy, and controversy. 1 minute he's firing up a committee meeting like he's hosting a radio show, the next minute social media is exploding with his quotes and reactions. Malawians are like, "Ai, mukanumatu, uyu anda macheguye ni die huyu bot." And the answer is always, Samia Suleman uyo. But here's the real question. Can a man so loud, so fiery, so unfiltered actually fit in the speaker's robe of neutrality? Or are we about to see the first speaker who runs sessions like a TikTok live? Malawians are not keeping quiet about it. They are dropping opinions like rain in January. Facebook is full, WhatsApp groups are spinning, even mabwaloa tia kupanga ndemanga. Because this issue touches everyone. The speaker's chair decides how our democracy breathes. So tonight, on GlobalPulseNewz, we break it all down. Who Samia Suleman really is, why this race matters, what the critics are saying, and why Malawians are reacting more subshatila like never before. Brace yourself, because this story is spicy, it's messy, and it's Malawian to the core. Let's go! Samia Suleman. Uyu ndi mtu amene ukamachula dhina lake, antu amangoti, amene ndiye muntu oti asirikali parliament hii. He is the MP who walks into the National Assembly like he owns the Wi-Fi connection. The man talks and suddenly everybody's signal is strong. Born and raised in Blantyre, Suleman came into parliament under the Democratic Progressive Party DPP ticket, representing Blantyre City Southeast, the BCA club area. From the jump, he wasn't your typical choir backbencher sipping tea at the back. No, this guy came in hot, making statements, challenging ministers, sometimes even roasting fellow MPs right there in the chamber. Antwankanga seka, ntawi yomoyo kuyangala speaker ngati, kodi amini wakuloledwa? He's known for energy, confidence, and, let's be honest, controversy. You'll find him everywhere. In budget meetings, arguing about maize shortages, in committee shouting about transparency, in interviews saying, we need accountability in this country. Then 2 minutes later, social media is on fire. Memes, quotes, people debating like it's a football match. But beyond the humor and headlines, who is he really? Suleman represents a generation of politicians who believe in being seen and heard. He's loud, yes, but he's also strategic. He knows that in modern politics, visibility equals power. Ngati antu asaku onani, ndiye ndindani akumtela mawa yako. That's his entire philosophy. He's built an image as a fearless truth-teller, sometimes too fearless. In one parliamentary session, he called out senior officials for mismanaging funds, saying, "Bomaliku jandalama ngati nsima ya free lunch." That line went viral. Memes popped up instantly. TikTok had remixes, and Malawians said, at least someone is talking straight. But don't be fooled, Suleman is not just a comedian in politics. Behind the jokes, there's calculation. He knows when to throw a punchline and when to strike with facts. The media loves him because he makes news easy to sell. Drama, personality, conflict, all in one package. Still, not everyone is a fan. Critics accuse him of being too impulsive, that he talks before he thinks, that he confuses confidence with arrogance. One journalist even wrote, Suleman's greatest strength and greatest weakness are the same, his mouth. And honestly, that line hits. Yet, despite the criticism, his influence has grown. DPP insiders admit he brings energy to the table that few others can match. And maybe that's why his name being floated for speaker has everyone buzzing. It's unexpected, but somehow also makes perfect sense. You see, Malawi's parliament has had calm speakers before, but none who could trend online before the gavel hits the table. Suleman might just be that first viral speaker. But fame alone doesn't win the speaker's chair, right? Let's talk about why now. Why this moment and this man are suddenly the talk of every street corner and WhatsApp group. Fact number 2 is where the fire really starts.
Malawi, let's be honest, when Parliament sneezes, the whole nation catches the flu. And right now, the Speaker of Parliament debate is giving everyone fever. You see, this isn't just about replacing a person in a big chair. This is about controlling how the whole House breathes. The Speaker is like the referee of the political football game, but in this match, the referee might just be wearing the team's jersey. Eish, ndiye pano zintu zasokonekera. So, why now? What's behind this timing? Well, the political winds are shifting and fast. The DPP is trying to rebuild its image after internal drama and public fatigue. Samir Suleiman's nomination for Speaker is like their fresh remix track. New sound, same label. The goal is to inject fire, visibility, and confidence into the opposition. A senior political analyst even joked, DPP ikufuna speaker yamwe akhoza kusewera ma role awiri, referee in the strike on Tawi emoji. And that's exactly what people fear and love about Suleman. He's unpredictable but effective. Then there's the parliament math. To become speaker, a candidate needs majority votes from MPs. That means alliances, negotiations, promises, and sometimes madil achinzisi behind closed doors. You can almost hear the whispers, Kwodi Suleiman alindima namba? Some say yes, others say, Aish, politics is a game of the last-minute handshake. What's also interesting is the public timing. Malawi is in a politically tense season. Economy struggling, citizens frustrated, fuel prices yo-yoing like a broken lift. People are hungry for leadership that feels alive, not robotic. Suleiman's loud energy, love him or hate him, fits that demand perfectly. He represents what many call active leadership. Not just sitting and nodding, but confronting, questioning, and yes, sometimes over-talking. One Blantyre voter said it best, at least Suleman achititsak seka pamene atukitsa. Because in this country, humor is survival. But here's the twist. The timing also feels strategic. Some insiders claim this move aims to shake Parliament's current power dynamics, to test who's loyal, who's neutral, and who's ready to jump fences. Politics in Malawi isn't chess anymore, it's draft on fire. And the public reaction? Wild. Social media comments are divided like chips in a minibus. He deserves it. At least he speaks. No way. Speaker must be calm, not TikTok famous. Eish, koma Suleman di showman. Akoza kuyendesa parliament ngati radio talk show. Whether you see it as chaos or change, one thing is clear. The timing isn't random. Malawi's boiling, and DPP wants someone who can handle both the heat and the headlines. But with great spotlight comes great scrutiny, because not everyone is clapping. Some say Samir's record is too spicy for that speaker's robe. So in our next fact, we'll go unfiltered. The controversies, the headlines, and the chaos that's making Malawi say, Kodi uyu ndio tienai. You ever notice how in Malawi, a politician can trend faster than a new hit song? Music! Well, Samir Suleiman isn't just trending. He's practically got his own political playlist. And each track, a mix of fire, scandal, and sharp-tongued drama. Let's face it, Suleiman doesn't do quiet. He speaks his mind like there's a microphone glued to his chest. Antu enamati, uyu sakumumvera fia. Kuma enamati, uyu ndiye problem pa democracy. Depending on who you ask, he's either the hero we needed or the chaos we can't handle. First, let's talk about his bold mouth. The man's tongue moves like a power tool. In Parliament, he's famous for saying what others whisper. He once grilled senior officials over missing funds, comparing them to children who eat the biscuits before the party starts. Malawi laughed, but the ministries did not. Next thing you know, a wave of statements, denials, and misquoted excuses filled the news. Then came the social media storms. Eish! Samir online is like a rapper dropping diss tracks, unfiltered, direct, and loud. When critics attack, he claps back. Don't come at me if your record is worse than your ringtone, he once posted. Bruh, the internet lost it. But not all controversy comes from tweets. There have been accusations of arrogance. Some say he disrespects senior politicians. Others say he simply refuses to play the quiet game. One veteran MP told the nation, Samir Suleman has energy, yes, but parliament is not a boxing ring. And still, his defenders clap back louder. He's not rude, he's real. They argue that Malawi's politics needs disruption, not diplomacy. That old school calm talk has failed to fix corruption, so why not try someone with volume? Tikfuna mau osima silence. One youth leader shouted during a rally. But then there is the ethical shadow. Critics recall past allegations, disputes in committees, heated altercations, and even moments that bordered on personal attacks. Every time it happens, Samir's fans say he's just passionate. His enemies say he's reckless. It's that fine line between fire and burn. And yet, this is where things get fascinating. The louder the noise, the stronger his following. Because in a nation where many feel ignored, Suleman's rawness feels like representation. People see themselves in his imperfections. The guy who fights, stumbles, laughs, but keeps showing up. In a way, his controversies are his campaign. They prove he's human, not robotic. As one Blantyre trader put it, a Suleman ato pangati tonse, goma ana sanga kulangwitsa, o si kunji di eya. That's why, no matter how many critics line up, the crowd still cheers. But, with great spotlight comes great scrutiny, because not everyone is clapping. Some say Samir's record is too spicy for that speaker's robe. So, in our next fact, we'll go unfiltered. The controversies, the headlines, and the chaos that's making Malawi say, kwadi uyu ndio tienai.
Now listen, in Malawi politics, power doesn't move in a straight line. It dances like Gulewam Kulu on payday. Everyone smiles in public, but behind closed doors, it's survival season. And in the battle for speaker, Samir Suleman isn't just a name, he's a strategy. Let's start with the obvious. DPP ikufuna kubwezera mpamvu. The Democratic Progressive Party is trying to rise from the ashes of its internal drama. And Suleman has become the unexpected poster boy for energy and change. Party insiders whisper, he's loud, but he's loyal. And that loyalty is gold in politics. So what's the move? Word in Lilongwe corridors is that the DPP leadership is pulling strings to secure cross-party sympathy, especially among independents and regional blocs that don't like being left out of national conversations. It's not about love, it's about leverage. One senior source put it bluntly, if Suleman wins the speaker's chair, DPP wins visibility again. Meanwhile, the Northern Bloc is cooking its own recipe. They want assurance for the first deputy speaker position. Their message is clear. If you want our votes, our seat must be respected. That's Malawi politics for you. Mutu ikugwedezeka. Koma zala zikugwela deal. Even the youth wings are joining the game. University of Malawi's DPP wing went public with support, saying Suleman represents a new generation of political leadership. You could feel the vibe. Students chanting, posters up, TikToks dropping with captions like, Mr. Speaker loading. But not everyone is cheering. In MCP and UTM circles, the mood is more like, izi zipungo panga parliament kukala comedy club. They argue that parliament needs stability, not more social media heat. Still, that skepticism may not be enough to stop the movement. Behind the memes and noise, real deals are being negotiated. Political analysts hint that some independents are willing to go with the wind, whichever side promises more development for their constituencies. Suleman Angata, Bola Antuanga Pezechi Tandizo, one senior MP reportedly said off record. This is where the magic of Malawian politics shows. Everything looks personal, but it's all transactional. Favors today, promises tomorrow, then boom, alliances that no one saw coming. So whether Suleman's bid is powered by loyalty, ambition, or political chess, one thing's sure, this isn't just about one man. It's about a system testing its limits. If he wins,
he could shift power back toward the DPP narrative. If he loses, the opposition will tighten control, and DPP's comeback anthem might fade before the first chorus. In short, Ndale za Malawi sizimapuma. The alliances are fragile, the stakes are high sky, and everyone's pretending to smile while counting who owes who. But hold up, let's pause the political gossip and talk about something bigger. What does this whole speakership war mean for Malawi itself? For our democracy, our economy, our confidence in the people running the show? Because fact number 5 will tell you exactly what's at risk, and trust me, it's deeper than politics. Alright, Malawi, let's stop the noise for a second, mute the memes, pause the gossip, and breathe. Because behind all the political fireworks, one question matters most. Kodi izi zitakuza bwani ife antuamba? See, the speaker seat might look like just another fancy chair in parliament, cushioned, polished, maybe a bit too expensive. But make no mistake, that chair controls how power moves in this country. Whoever sits on it decides which voices get heard and which ones get muted. And so, if Suleman wins, we could be entering a brand new era of political energy. Imagine a speaker who doesn't wait for files to pile up, who cuts through bureaucracy like a panda through sugarcane. That kind of action could finally push Parliament to focus on the real stuff: jobs, prices, roads, hospitals, instead of endless talking. But here's the twist. Energy without balance can burn the house down. If Suleman brings his usual fire into that seat and forgets the role of neutral referee, Malawi might find itself in a parliament that sounds more like a radio debate show. Loud, dramatic, and entertaining, but not productive. And that's the danger, when the gavel becomes a microphone instead of a compass. Analysts say the speaker election will test how serious Malawi is about democratic maturity. Can we handle leaders who are loud and fair, or will we keep choosing personalities over principles? Because that choice will echo beyond politics. It will shape how investors, donors, and citizens see our stability. When Parliament works, everything flows. Development funds reach villages, policies turn into real projects, and hope feels possible again. But when Parliament becomes chaos, nothing moves except blame. Timasowa chitandizo, koma timakala na maspicho kwa na mapeji 10. One Blantyre teacher said it best during a radio call-in. Malawi needs leaders who can shout yes, but also listen. That's the line right there. We don't need saints, but we need balance. Suleman's story could either be that turning point or another headline we forget next week. And the people? They're tired. Tired of promises, tired of drama, tired of leaders who only show up when cameras are on. Whether it's Suleman or someone else, Malawians want leadership that feels alive but responsible, strong but humble. So what's at stake here? Not just one position. It's the credibility of our parliament, the respect of our democracy, and the faith of millions who still believe that change is possible, if only our leaders stop shouting at us and start speaking for us. But now that the dust is rising and the comments are flying, one final question remains. When the gavel finally hits that table, whose voice will it echo? Let's wrap this up with the fire and truth you deserve, the final take.
So, there you have it, Malawi, the gavel, the glory, and the gamble. Samir Suleman's name is shaking tables, and honestly, whether you love him or loathe him, you can't deny one thing. The man knows how to keep this nation talking. Politics in Malawi right now is like nsima. Everyone's eating it, but not everyone likes how it's cooked. We're all trying to figure out the same question. Can a man this loud bring order to the house, or will he just turn Parliament into another episode of Malawi Unfiltered Live? But hey, this is our democracy, and it's loud for a reason. Every argument, every meme, every radio debate is proof that Malawians care. We argue because we want better. We joke because hope is still alive, even when leadership feels like a comedy skit. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. The speaker's chair isn't about Samir alone. It's about whether we as a nation still believe in leaders who can balance power with people, whether we want calm control or passionate chaos. So now, Global Pulse family, over to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you think Samir Suleman deserves the speaker's seat? Or is Malawi better off with someone more neutral, less fire, more focus? Let's make that comment section light up like Independence Night fireworks. AD.
And hey, if you loved this breakdown, don't just watch and bounce. Hit that like, smash subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another Malawi moment that matters. Remember, here at Global Pulse News, we don't just report the noise, we decode it. We're the people's mic, and this story, it's just one of many that prove Malawi is alive, aware, and unafraid to talk truth. Till next time, stay sharp, stay bold, and stay proudly Malawian. Tionana soon, same fire, same vibe, same Global Pulse energy.